Hello, welcome friends and spiritual travelers. This is Mystic Owl, aka Nathan. We have another pick a card reading for you today. Today's theme is the next big thing in your life. So big changes that are coming your way, but positive changes. So it's blessings from the Spirit, how Spirit is blessing you with new energy and some big changes that are coming in for you. We have a storm brewing outside actually. It's just started raining. There's a bit of thunder and lightning. My dog is petrified of the storm, so he's just run away. He may come back in during the video. We'll see how he goes. But right now he's sort of hiding away in the bathroom to protect himself, poor guy. Usually he sits behind me. I hope he comes and joins us soon. But anyway, back to the reading. So we have 4 piles for you to choose from. Pile 1 is with the light blue arrow. Pile 2 is with the lime green. Pile 3 is the lilac purple arrow, and pile 4 is the peach arrow. There you go, there's the lightning and thunder. Remember, this is a general reading, so take only that which resonates with you and leave the rest behind. Thank you all for being here and watching my video and for supporting me. I really appreciate it. It's good to have you with me. But let's get started with pile number 1 and find out what big changes are coming your way, what blessings are coming your way. Hello, welcome pile 1. This is Herbert. He's still a little bit anxious after the storm, but it's past now. So hopefully he calms down soon. Poor boy. He was terrified. Let's find out what the next big change coming your way is, what blessings are coming with this big change too. We'll start with your tarot cards and then move on to your oracle cards a little bit later. Your first card, here are the 10 of Wands. You're the 10 of Swords also. Ooh, 2 10s. You have the Empress card. Hopefully his panting's not too distracting from the reading. Interesting cards, pile 1. 2 10s, suggesting that you are coming to the end of something that I suspect has been really, really hard for you, with the 10 of Wands here, which tends to talk about having burdens but not really knowing when it's going to end, feeling like you're constantly pushing uphill in a battle, but not sure when that cycle is going to end. You can see here with the Aquarian kind of trapped by the Wands. He doesn't know which direction he's going. He doesn't know how far he's got to go. But he's almost there. He just can't see it, right? It's approaching, but he doesn't know that. But with the 10 of Swords too, which tends to talk about really experiencing things that are really quite troubling and trialing. Moving on to the 9 of Swords, which is all about anxiety, like to the point that you can't sleep at night. It's Aquarian sitting up in bed, like just stressed out, not being able to function or get to sleep. And then you get to the 10 of Swords, where it's just too much and you're over it. Like, it's too much to bear, essentially. So I think what's happening for you is you're actually getting to a point where whatever it is that you're going through is so hard that you kind of just leave it behind you. I think you're making the decision, in a sense, to sort of like let it go and to move on. This could be related to like some work situations. Maybe work's been really stressful for you recently. Relationship issues, potentially. It could be some grief or something that you've been processing from your past. But whatever it is, I think you're just getting to a point where it's just too much for you right now. And with the 2 10s here, suggesting that you're at the end of the cycle, you're almost there. I think you're just at the point where you're ready to like push it all behind you and to move forward again. So what I am getting for you with the Empress card here, which tends to talk about like fertility and abundance, the Empress just represents love, really, ruled by Venus, as you can see here. I think you're getting to a point where you're actually starting to put yourself first and choosing to I guess, prioritize your own needs. So whatever it is that may have been causing you so much grief or pain, that has been hard to deal with, I think you've just gone, F it, I'm over it, I can't deal with this anymore, and it's time for me to look after myself now. You can see with the Empress, she's in the field, she's living her best life, she's surrounded by so much nature and beauty. She really knows her own worth too. The Empress embodies like self-confidence and beauty, and has a lot of self-love for herself. So what I'm getting is that you're starting a cycle where you actually start to like leave behind any burdens or trials that you may have been experiencing. And this could be related to past experiences too that maybe you hadn't processed properly. Just a lot of grief that you've been going through. And starting a new cycle, one where you are more positive, you bring a lot more positive experiences towards you. You look after yourself and you put your own needs first. So if you've been like maybe caring too much about other people's priorities, maybe you are somebody that tends to put other people before you. You may actually be a mother. The Empress tends to represent fertility and actually like raising children. So maybe you're a mother and you've had a lot of issues with your children recently, or they've been causing you a bit of grief. You're starting to like take some time out to look after your own needs, and it's a fresh cycle beginning is what I'm getting, where things turn around and you're actually starting to like, I guess, feel a lot better about yourself because you're making an effort to try and look after yourself and put yourself first is what I'm seeing. But I'm also getting here too, right, with the Empress, which tends to talk about abundance coming in, that if you've been through like some financial issues, or there's been some things that you've been working on where you've been really struggling, maybe you've been starting your own business or working really hard at work, but nobody seems to be giving you the recognition that you need. It's a period where I think you actually start to shine bright and people start to take like notice of you and recognize your efforts and your skill sets, what it is that you bring to the table. So I think it's a really beautiful cycle that's about to begin, especially with the two tens here, like ending of one cycle and the beginning of a new cycle where you look after yourself, and because of that, and you start to be more positive and show off your best attributes in a sense, people start to take notice and to see who you are, you know. But I also sense too that maybe you'll have some time soon to reflect upon the stuff that you've been through. I always like to think that all of the hardships in life tend to build a lot of character, right? Like hardships and perceived battles, like trying times, are just experiences where we're able to like learn and grow more about ourselves. We're able to learn about like how resilient we are and what strengths we have to overcome any battles or problems that we may be dealing with. But also, if we change our perspective on those things, we can actually start to see like the blessings from them. So what big changes coming your way, pile one? What blessings are coming? Is you really looking after yourself and starting to see that the things that you've been through that have been really, really hard for you, I'm guessing, causing you a lot of anxiety and just feeling overwhelmed. Maybe you've taken on too much. I think you're going to start to see how amazing you are and how much strength and resilience you have within you, and really start to look after your own needs and your own priorities and start to show yourself a lot more self-love. And because of it, I suspect a lot more blessings are going to come your way where people take notice of who you are and what it is that you have to offer, which I think is really beautiful. Good for you. Moving on from that pile one, let's have a look at your oracle cards to see what they have to say. Your first card is the Fates. I love the imagery on this card. It's really pretty. It's like a fairy with a lot of like starlight sort of glittering all over her. Beautiful. You have the card of Come to the Edge. And your final card is number 28, the Frog Spirit. Clear out the clutter. Okay. Well, firstly, what I'm getting from these cards for you, pile one, is that these experiences that you've been through that have really challenged you, and I think you're starting to see that as bringing out the strength within you that maybe you didn't know you had. I am seeing with the Fates card that this is something that you're always destined to experience. I like to think that, like, even though we have free will and we get to make our own decisions and we can choose our own path, we direct our own lives in a way. I think that we choose to come into these lives to learn and grow and to experience certain experiences to, like, help our evolution. I think the experiences that you've been going through, that you've been battling, were things that you were always destined to experience. And in a way, I think maybe you'll start to see that these experiences are bringing out, like, all the positivity within you. I'm also seeing with the Fate card, it kind of reminds me of the Star card in Tarot, which is all about wish fulfillment and hope for the future, right? With all of the stars glittering here and the fairies sort of guiding you as a spirit guide, directing you through these experiences is what I'm getting. But it's leading you on to something bigger. As I mentioned earlier, with the two tens here, the end of one cycle, this is a fresh cycle that is beginning, one that's going to be a lot more positive. I think things will start to fall into place for you. Like, whatever it is that you work on or you'll put your efforts towards, I think will start to actually be a lot more easy to manifest. I think maybe in the past, like, if you've been working really hard on a certain project or career, it's been really challenging for you. You haven't been able to see the rewards for your efforts so easily, or people just weren't taking note of it. But coming up for you is a period or a new cycle where, like, you stand bright too. The Star card can also represent being a star and people recognizing you, recognizing your talents, seeing what you have to offer. I'm also sensing you're going to start to feel more, like, beautiful and positive about yourself too, and that positivity would just be shining bright from you is what I'm getting. Which is really beautiful. And it's all because with the frog spear here, clear out the clutter. I mean, this literally could be about actually, like, clearing out your house and making space for, like, more positive energy to come through. But I think it's really about you changing your mindset about the experiences that you've been going through. I am seeing with the Ten of Swords here that you may be somebody that's been a little bit hard on yourself in the past. That you can beat yourself up when things don't go right. Your perception of how things are or what you've been through might be a little bit harder or negatively skewed than what most other people would see. You're somebody that I think is really, you expect high things from yourself. You put the bar really high and you expect yourself to always, like, live up to this really high expectation and standard. And that's unachievable, right? Life, when none of us are perfect in this life, we're here to live and learn and to grow and evolve through the hardships and the experiences that we go through. So you're learning to be a little bit more, like, kind to yourself and to not be so hard on yourself in the future is what I'm getting also. And it's all because you're choosing to change your mindset about the things that you've been through, but also in the future, I think you're just letting go of that need to criticize yourself and always expect yourself to be so amazing all the time and be on all the time. And it's just not sustainable. Part one, you need to, like, take a break too. Maybe it's time for you to actually have a holiday or to get out and do something new. With the Empress, like, sitting out in the field and enjoying nature, spending time in nature and reconnecting to, like, Mother Gaia could be something that actually just centers yourself and soothes your soul a little bit. So that's just a bit of a side note there. But most definitely, I think that you've been actively choosing to, like, change your mindset about, you know, the challenges you've been through and how you perceive your life and where it's going. And yeah, just giving yourself a little bit more credit for the things you've actually managed to achieve, which I think is really lovely. We've come to the edge here. This card really tends to remind me of the Fool card, like taking that leap of faith on something new. And I do see with the Fates card here that you have some spirit guides that are really encouraging you to try something new. If there's something that you've always wanted to try, noting that the Empress is all about creativity too, so I sense this is a group that has some real strong creative talents, that it's time for you to take a chance on a new opportunity or something that you've always wanted to give a go. Like the frog also, like, taking that leap of faith and just shifting your perspective. Whatever you put your mind to, if you put a lot of positive energy into it and really believe, with the Fates card here reminding me of the Star card, believe in yourself and believe that you are being guided to do so, then ultimately you can't go wrong, right? Like, if you have the positive mindset and put a lot of positive action into it, eventually you will have success. And I think what's also coming for you in the future a fresh new cycle of, like, as I mentioned earlier, things just starting to fall into place and getting a little bit easier. All of the hardships of the past are like behind you now. You've worked through your own demons and started to change your own mindset, and you'll start to see the rewards from it very soon is what I'm getting. So this is really, really beautiful for you, Power One. It's a fresh start to do the things you've always wanted to do and to actually believe in yourself and to see the rewards for it. Lovely. Moving on from that, let's get some further messages for you from the Moonology cards to see what other blessings are coming your way. Spirit, can we get some further messages, please, for pile number one, who are really shifting their perspective and starting to see a lot of progress and feeling so much better about themselves too. Having a lot more love for yourself and more time for yourself, making space for yourself. Any further messages, please, Spirit, for pile number one? Ooh. Oh, poor Herbert, he's still really stressed. I did take about 40 minutes of a break just to try and calm him down before I got into the reading, but I haven't done a reading for a very long time and I really wanted to get this out tonight, so he'll be alright. And so will you, Power One, because this is really beautiful. Like, a new beginning, especially with the Come to the Edge card there. And the Fates card reminding me of the Star card, which can represent wish fulfillment, things coming true. Putting so much hope and faith in your own abilities to create the life that you want. And in time, being able to live that life and really enjoy all of the rewards and the blessings that come with, you know, managing to manifest the things that you've always wanted, which I think is really fascinating. Any further messages, please, for pile number one? One more time. There we go. Your two cards. Ooh, okay. As I'm talking about a new start, the new moon came out, which is a new start is coming. Bam, yes. And it's a positive new start too. I think you've been spending a bit of time really like... And it's a positive new beginning, Power One. I think you've been spending a bit of time recently really working on yourself, like actively trying to change your mindset, trying to take on a positive mindset, maybe partaking in like a lot of positive affirmations, maybe working on yourself too, like exercising more, eating well, doing things that you know make you feel better about yourself. And this fresh start is all because you have done the work, right? You deserve this. This is something that you have managed to create on your own. And the new moon, which I think is very synchronistic. Actually, there's a new moon tomorrow. The new moon in Pisces is tomorrow, which is all about leaving your demons behind and believing in yourself, starting to like see what it is that you have to offer the world and preparing yourself for a new start, which is all about like Aries season is all about a new start, right? This is a timeless reading, so when you come across this message, you're meant to receive it, but I just think it's very synchronistic that the new moon card came out when I was talking about a new start, a fresh cycle starting. And the new moon in Pisces is tomorrow, which is all about leaving behind like any negative perceptions in a way. And your next card, is a disseminating moon. Take time to breathe out. Okay, yeah. I love that it's blue too, related to the blue here also. This is just a gentle reminder that you need to take a break. You need to you're so hard on yourself all the time, Power One. You expect so much from yourself, and I totally get that, right? This is a group that I think really has a lot of lofty goals that they want to achieve in their life. You want to live the high life. You expect so much from yourself, but, you know, life is to be enjoyed too. I think there's a gentle reminder here just to take some time out to do the things that you love, to reconnect to nature. Give yourself a break. Switch your mind off too, is what I'm getting. Clear out the clutter, right? Like, allow yourself to just not have to think so much about everything that you want to do or what it is you need to change. Just let yourself relax a little bit, and I think you'll start to see that your perspective will change pretty quickly. If you are a group that this is a group that I sense probably does have some issues with anxiety, just taking some time to literally take some deep breaths and to exhale, to breathe that negative energy out can do wonders for calming yourself and centering yourself. But I think that's probably something you already know anyway, Power One. So yeah, a really beautiful reading in the sense that like there's a new start coming, and it's one where you start putting yourself first and believing in yourself, and you, because of that, you really start to see the things that you want or that you're trying to manifest start to like fall into place. And just a reminder also, if you are a creative, then go after that. Take a chance on something new, and I think you'll be amazed about what it is that you can create, Power One. Lovely. Let's get a final closeout message from the Commonplace Tarot to see if Spirit has any further messages for us. Spirit, any closeout messages, please, for pile number one, who are really like starting again and believing in themselves and reaping the rewards because of it. Who have spent some time actively trying to change their mindsets, I see. Taking a chance on something new, leaving the burdens behind. Any further messages, please, Spirit, for pile number one? Ooh, that's too many cards. There we go. Okay. See, with the Tower card. Interesting. And your final card, oh, it's the Seven of Pentacles, beautiful. Which I think is quite representative of this reading in general, the energy that I'm picking up on. The Seven of Pentacles tends to talk about like starting to slowly see the rewards for the work that you've done. You've planted the seed and now you're kind of waiting for it to take off and grow. So this may be something that you've already started. You may have started creative business, or you started like a new project for yourself. You've been working on yourself. Maybe you've got back to the gym and you're starting to see your body change and feeling better about yourself also. Whatever it is for you, I think you're slowly starting to see like the benefits for the work that you're doing. Good on you, Power One. But the Tower, right, can indicate that maybe this new change that's coming in will be quite abrupt in a way. It's easy to get a little dramatic about the Tower. It's not always a bad thing. It's basically just clearing out the clutter also, right? Like getting rid of the things that aren't supposed to be in your life anymore so that you can make room for things that are more like beneficial and more soul like fulfilling, you know? So I think it might be a dramatic change in the sense that like a lot of things happen very, very quickly and rapidly. But I think it'll be a beautiful change in the sense that like your life gets better very, very quickly is what I'm getting from the Tower card. This is going to be a fresh start that really happens quite dramatically, and you deserve it, Power One, because you've done the work and you've been through. You've learnt from your experiences and you've chosen to like see the blessings for the things that you've been through, and I really commend you on that. So good for you, Power One. That's all I have for you. I hope it resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Also, have a look out for me on Instagram also, at mystic_owl_318, because I do like Instagram pick a card readings and just try and share like really positive uplifting messages on most days. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye. Hello, welcome pile 2 with the lovely lime green arrow. Firstly, I just want to say the storm is almost past. It's been about an hour. It's been a very long storm. I chose to take a bit of a break between filming the intro and the readings just to let poor Herbert, he's quite anxious, so I sort of sat with him and like comforted him. He may come back and sit with us very soon, I hope so, but he's doing okay. You might be able to hear him panting in the background a little bit though. But anyway, moving on to the reading, let's find out what big positive change is coming your way, like what blessings are coming through this change. We'll start with your tarot cards and move on to your oracle cards a little bit later. You have Temperance, lovely. Beautiful energy, Temperance. You have Justice also. Oh, and your third card is the Moon card. Okay, 3 major arcana. Interesting, this could also relate to your zodiac signs. So we have Sagittarius, we have Libra, and we have Pisces here. Sun, Moon, Rising. But anyway, three major arcana. So this is a major life lesson that you're going through. Major arcana are generally major like life experiences, things that we grow through and develop from. And with three of them in this reading indicates that what you're going through now is a big shift, not just a big shift in terms of what this reading is about. This is a massive change in your life is what I'm getting. So it's not to be taken lightly, but it is a positive change is what I'm seeing. And this is what this reading is all about, right? Blessings coming your way. I am sensing for you, Pile 2, that I think you've been through a bit of a hard time also. Similar to Pile 1, but a different kind of experience. What I'm getting from you with the Moon card here, which can talk about like illusion or confusion, not necessarily knowing what direction to go down or being able to see the light, what path to take maybe, and Temperance, which talks about healing and overcoming your own battles, like starting to get things right over time. I have a feeling that maybe you've been through an experience where you weren't sure when something would end or what it is that you needed to do next. Definitely feeling a little bit confused is what I'm getting. But what I'm seeing here with Justice and Temperance is that things are turning around. Justice for me tends to talk about karma. It can be positive karma or positive karma, depending on A, your perception, but B, what it is that you've been reaping from the things that you've been doing in the past. And with Temperance, I'm getting like healing energy or karma in the sense that finally a cycle that you've been going through is ending soon and you'll start to see or have more clarity about what it is that you need to do moving forward. Maybe you've been through like a bit of a rough phase where the work that you've been putting towards a certain project or a relationship just doesn't feel as if it's actually getting you anywhere. It's kind of fallen flat. Most definitely feeling a little bit out of balance, I'm sensing in the past, but I think you're finding that sense of like comfort and purpose within again, and starting to move forward from this point on with a little bit more clarity about what it is that you need to do. I'm also drawn here too, Temperance can often indicate having some strong spiritual connection and guidance at the moment. When we're going through a lot of hardships in life and we feel as if we don't know what it is that we need to do. I know when I was going through my darkest time about 3 or 4 years ago, I always believed in a higher power. I always did. I wasn't very spiritual or religious, so I just got to a point where I had a really bad night and I threw my hands in the air and I was like, I need help. Like, help me out of this time. Like, if you're listening, please help me. And from that moment on, like, I realized I was really connected to something bigger. That's when I started seeing, I guess, more synchronistic events. I was looking at the clock and it was always 3:33 in the afternoon. I met 3 people over a series of about 2 or 3 weeks that were really like they had a lot of similarities in them, and I just knew that there was more to that, to those experiences. I'd met them for a reason. And with the moon here related also to your subconscious and your intuition. The moon is like guiding light. It's not a very bright light, but it is there. It's always there to give us a little bit of clarity in the darkness. So you may have felt as if you've been in the dark and as if you've not been sure about what it is you need to do to get out of a really hard or confusing time, Pile 2. But it's through the darkness that we start to see, something bigger than ourselves. It's the hardships that allow us to realize that we are connected to something bigger and that there is guidance here. And that's what I'm seeing for you right now, is that through the hardships that you've been through, you've connected to something bigger and beyond yourself. And if you haven't actually come across that yet, I think maybe in time you'll start to see like a lot more like synchronistic events in your life, like number patterns repeating, like overhearing conversations and then like reading that same sentence in a book, or just knowing that something you hear is a message for you. But also like learning to trust in your own intuition to get you out of this, because you are starting to see that like there is something emerging that's going to be much better than what you've been experiencing in your recent past. like it's time for you with karma here to start like turning this around and to start actually experiencing more positive events is what I'm getting. Absolutely. um, I also am sensing too that maybe if you have been through like some sort of negative patterns or addictions or something, that you've taken some time recently to work on that and to try and break free of it. With karma and temperance, talking about like overcoming challenges over time and trusting that you will get through it, you're now at a point where you're starting to feel better about yourself because you're seeing that those positive steps that you've taken are actually getting you out of a negative situation, which I think is really beautiful and really like commendable, pile too. Good on you for doing that. Yeah, so what I am sensing here is that you're really tapping into something more bigger than yourself and like trusting in spiritual guidance and trusting in your intuition a little bit more to help you through this time. But B, you've taken a lot of time recently to work on yourself, and the rewards are just around the corner, which I think is really beautiful. Moving on from that, let's have a look at your oracle cards. You have number 28 and building blocks. Okay, beautiful. Oh, you have number 12, a change in the wind. Okay, well, talking about a change and a big change, as we picked up on earlier, with 3 major arcana, this is a massive like transformation in the way that you see yourself in the world is what I'm getting. A change is in the wind. This does indicate like massive changes just around the corner, right? And your final card is number 40, the mouse spirit. Tend to the small things. Okay. Which really goes quite well with the building blocks card. So the building blocks card, and number 40 too, I just picked up on that. 4 being the number of a foundation, a solid foundation. It's like a square, right? There's square, like 4 corners, a strong pillar to stand on and to build your life upon. The building blocks is all about like creating a life that has a solid foundation. I think maybe whatever you've been through, you're leaving behind you now. It is similar to Pile 1 in a sense that like you've chosen to like really work on yourself and to put yourself first. But you're creating a new life that is more stable than what it is that you've had in the past. Absolutely. And if you continue to work on yourself with temperance here, like learning to get things right over time, not being too hard on yourself if you fall back on bad habits, but just picking yourself up again and moving forward. Try not to dwell on the fact that maybe you've fallen back on things. You have the ability to create something in your future, I'm seeing with these cards here, that will really stand the test of time. Anything from the past that maybe it had fallen away or wasn't right for you, I think you're like leaving behind and actually like choosing to put yourself first and to create a life that is more fulfilling and I think is more stable and more balanced too with justice is what I'm getting. With the mouse spirit here, tend to the small things. I think this is just a reminder to like really focus on the things that you are doing right now and to continue to do that. I think this is a group that has been doing a lot of work on themselves and has been really working hard to try and change bad habits or to focus on whatever it is you're trying to create right now. Maybe you've gone back to study and you're like working on that quite sort of studiously. Or you've started a new project and you're really dedicated. This is just a reminder to continue to work, to focus on those things. It's about being mindful in the moment on the tasks that you're actually working on and to make sure that you actually like look after each and every step on the process to creating and manifesting the dream life that you are creating here with the building blocks card. Something that will survive and stand the test of time, that will provide for your needs in the future. Absolutely. So there's a reminder here in this reading to continue to do the work because it's really like taking you places. Absolutely is what I'm seeing. There's a lot of healing energy here with temperance also, but also just to make sure that you're quite meticulous and you focus on each and every step that you know you need to complete in order to make those things happen that you want to achieve in your future, which I think is really, really beautiful. The mouse spirit too is quite humble, I think, quite timid. So maybe in the past you've been a little bit shy or timid or have been afraid to put yourself out there and to take a chance, pile two. I just think you have so much to offer. I really like to think that the people that go through the most challenging experiences in life, when they come out of the darkness and shine bright and are living their best life, they become like this inspiration and a beacon of hope for other people that are going through the darkness too. So not only will you be able to shine a light on those people and help them through because you've lived it, you've been there, but just the fact that you've managed to change your life for the better is a beautiful story to share. And I think you'll be a beacon of hope, like that inspiration and spark that can help lead other people out of their own demons, you know. This is really amazing. I think there's so much positivity to look forward to in your future because you're going to start creating something right now. It's a really fresh start for you where you actually like put yourself first and create a better life for yourself because you've chosen to leave anything dark behind you. You've worked through your confusion in the darkness and you're reaping the rewards for it, which I think is really beautiful. Lovely. Moving on from that pile too, let's get some further messages for you. Ooh, there's one already. That just flew out of the deck. Okay, let's find out what that is. The full moon eclipse. Wow, eclipses are powerful changes, right? And eclipses also kind of remind me of the moon card in the sense that like they shine a light on something that we hadn't seen before. Conclusions are within reach, right? This change is just around the corner and it's a big change. I also think it's going to unveil something about yourself that maybe you didn't know about yourself. The moon can also talk about like things coming up from the subconscious, our intuition telling us things that we didn't know about ourselves, like shining a light on like strengths that maybe we didn't know that we had, or starting to see or a deeper understanding about certain experiences from the past and realizing what those blessings are from those experiences in a way. So a powerful change indeed, which we already got from the 3 major arcana cards, so I'm not really surprised by that. Any further messages, please, Spirit, from the Moonology cards for pile number 2, who are coming out of the darkness is how I would put it, really. Like, putting themselves first and making big changes. But also I think, like, I'm also seeing here too, if you have, as I mentioned earlier, been trying to manifest something and you haven't been having the rewards or, you know, seeing the growth that you were hoping for, or maybe people haven't been recognizing your efforts at work, I really see that your time is coming, that all of that work will suddenly just take off at some point very soon, I think. It'll all fall into place. Like, all of that work isn't for nothing. It won't be an overnight success in the sense that you've been working on it for so long, but it will seem to other people as if, like, you've just got really, really lucky because all of a sudden things just start falling into place and start taking off. People start to notice you. People give you compliments on the hard work and the work that you've been putting in. You'll start to shine bright and to really, like, embody the person that I think you want to be in the future is what I'm getting. A powerful change indeed, a transformation, but your life is turning around, and it's all because you've chosen to, you know, work through the darkness and always chosen to believe in yourself that you can get through it, is what I'm getting. Any further messages, please, Spirit, for pile number 2? There we go. Ooh, okay. The disseminating moon. Take time to breathe out. This came out in pile number 1 too. Very similar reading and similar energy, I think. So there may be messages there for you also, pile 2, if you were deliberating between pile 1 and pile 2. For me, though, in this reading, it's slightly different. This is just, with all of this, like, this massive change that's about to occur, I think this message is basically to give yourself a moment right now to prepare yourself for the changes that are going to take place very, very soon. Take time to breathe out is about, like, giving yourself a bit of a break and a breather before you have to, like, take on the responsibilities of this amazing life and transformation that's about to come your way, because it will require a lot of, like, inner courage and perseverance and a lot of responsibility. I'm thinking, like, I just see a lot of success coming your way with justice here and the balance, like the scales being balanced out. You've been living unbalanced in the sense that your life has been really, really hard, but now it's time for it to go the other way, where your life gets easier and you actually start to see the blessings in life and start to live the life that you've always wanted. But with that comes responsibility, right? Like, it's you can't just have everything that you've always wanted without, you know, needing to, like, be a lot more, like, organized and meticulous about how you approach life, or start to share those responsibilities with other people, you know. So I think the disseminating moon is just a reminder to, like, give yourself a break right now so that you can prepare yourself for this epic change that's about to come your way, is what I'm seeing. Lovely. Let's get a closeout message for you from the Commonplace Tarot. Spirit, any further messages, please, for pile number 2, who are really turning their life around and starting to see like the balance of karma coming back towards them because you've chosen to work on yourself and to leave your demons behind. Any further messages, please, Spirit, for pile number 2? There we go, there's 2 cards. Oh, the first card is the King of Cups. Lovely. And cups, too, related to your emotions. I sense that you're quite intuitive. This is a very intuitive group. Very strongly connected to your spirit guides. You probably get already and are quite aware of like lots of like signs that they're sending you. And I think they're here coming through very strong in this reading because they want you to like really continue to work on overcoming the battles that you've been working through. But I also see with the King of Cups, strong intuition indeed, yes. But the King of Cups for me just embodies like emotional satisfaction. Being in a place where you are just really at peace and feeling a lot of tranquility and serenity for the life that you've created, knowing who you are and what it is you have to offer, and just being at peace with yourself and the world around you, which I think is really, really beautiful. And your final card is the Four of Pentacles, okay, which tends to talk about like attachments. You can see, I don't know if you can see it in the card there, the woman on the bed is just really holding quite tightly to the 4 Pentacles, which indicates to me that there's still a little bit of work to do, pile 2. I love that you've got 2 4s too, along with the card of building blocks, like creating something that is so much stronger foundation than what you had in the past, letting go of like anything that isn't working for you, which is all about what the 4 of Pentacles is about anyway. The 4 of Pentacles is about like holding on too tightly to things and like needing to let go of certain attachments. And I just think there are still some things that you're quite attached to that you're working through right now with Temperance. You're in the process of learning to let go of maybe some bad habits or addictions, relationships that aren't working, or learning just to detach from like material objects in general, really. Like learning that you are okay with and at peace with who you are right now, and that you don't really need anything else in this life to make you happy, that happiness comes from within is what I'm getting for you. Beautiful reading for you, pile 2. I hope that resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. The message is pretty clear. Just keep working on yourself. Keep putting yourself first and working through the things that you're working through right now. And there's so much positivity coming your way. More than I think you could ever imagine. Go get them. Also, just a reminder to follow me on Instagram at mystic_owl_318, because I do like Instagram picker cards 2 or 3 times a week on there, and I also upload a lot of like positive messages and stuff. So yeah, check me out on Instagram too. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye. Hello, welcome pile 3 with the lilac purple arrow. Whoop. Let's find out what big change is coming your way, or what blessings that are coming through these big changes. Just to start, the storm has passed. If you missed the intro, I'd started filming when a massive storm came through Sydney. My dog was freaking out a little bit, so I took a bit of a break in between to allow him to calm down and work through it. He's still hiding under the table, but I think he's a bit better now. Anyway, yeah, moving on to your cards, let's find out what big changes are coming your way. We'll start with your tarot cards and move on to your oracle cards a little bit later. You have the Knight of Pentacles. Ooh, you have the Sun card, lovely. I'm instantly drawn to all of the yellow in those 2 cards, related to the solar plexus chakra, which is kind of what the sun is anyway. The center of willpower, of confidence, taking charge of our life. And you have the 5 of Wands. Okay. This is really beautiful. So the Sun card, for the most part, it's all about happiness and joy, finding peace within, living your best life, really like experience a lot of positivity in your future, basically. The Sun can also be about creative talents, creativity, doing things that you love doing, like the child having a lot of fun, being very playful, bringing that playful energy to your life. But very much so about creativity too. The sun is the center of the solar system that provides all the energy that we need in this world to be able to create life, right? So it's a creative spark. With the Knight of Pentacles here, which talks about something building over a long time, it gets better and better over time. And the more effort and energy you put into something, the bigger and better it becomes. It's a slow burning energy. It takes time to create things in this 3D world. And Pentacles is all about the 3D reality, like what we have around us, our body, money and finances and things like that. So I am saying that maybe I sense that this group has been working on something, and in the future, very soon, you'll start to see that grow and get bigger and bigger. You may have like invested money into investments, potentially into shares. You've been spending time and investing your time and energy into a new project, and you're starting to see it taking off very slowly. It may even be a relationship that you've been putting a bit of time in, potentially a love, like a partnership, or even just a friendship or something like that, where the more energy and effort you put into it, you can start to see it getting better and to blossom, right? It's taking off. And I think it's because you've brought a really loving, fun-loving, like playful energy and approach to whatever it is that you've been creating. And the message is to continue to do that, pile 3. To continue to have a lot of fun with it, like to really believe that whatever it is that you've been working on will take off very, very soon, and start to provide like a really like beautiful like future for you. With the Knight of Pentacles here, this is a really solid like energy. It's very grounded energy. It's something that won't fall apart. It's not something that will last for, it gets big and then falls away really quickly. This is something that you will have for the rest of your life, is what I'm getting, or the potential anyway for it to be in the rest of your life, whether it is a relationship, a project you've been working on, like a new sort of financial endeavor or investment. This is something that's going to get bigger and better the more that you put into it. So the message is absolutely to continue to do that. With the 5 of Wands, this can talk about having some arguments with friends and family, but I generally think it's about like dealing with those internal like conflicts that we have when we're trying to put ourselves first. We all have doubts, right? We all have self-doubts with certain things. So I just sense that with this creative endeavor or whatever it is that you've been working on, pile 3, in the past, maybe you haven't always put all of your energy and effort behind it. There's been a little bit of self-doubt that's been preventing you from really like throwing yourself into it 100%. But I see you throwing caution to the wind is what I'm getting, absolutely. In the near future, the big change coming for you is that you go, it's time. I'm not going to have any doubts anymore. I'm going to throw myself 100% behind this and just see what happens. I want this to work. I believe in myself with all of the yellow here related to the solar plexus chakra. I know if I put my effort into it and really believe in it, that it will be something that I can achieve, and I will be able to create the thing that I'm trying to manifest, which I think is really amazing. So it's about you like leaving behind any sort of self-doubt about whether it will take off or not, whether you're good enough, whether it's something that can provide like a financial future for you, or whether you actually do have the talents to do what you're doing. The answer is yes, with the Sun card here, absolutely the most positive card in the tarot deck, really. And it's all because A, you believe in yourself, but B, you're just having fun with it. You're enjoying it. If you get up every day and do the thing that you love, then if you get to do that and bring money in from it, then you never work a day in the rest of your life, and you just live the most beautiful, enjoyable life, which is really beautiful. What I'm also seeing too, with the Sun card and the child riding the horse's back, right? And the Knight of Pentacles, there's 2 horses in this reading already. So horses are probably a very strong like spirit animal, totem animal for you right now, because it embodies like freedom, right? And I think that's what you're chasing right now. You're chasing financial freedom, or you're chasing freedom in the sense of actually doing the things that you've always wanted, is what I'm seeing. You might be able to hear some crunching in the background. Herbert's finally decided to eat his dinner because he was too anxious before. Now I think he's calm enough to actually like stomach the food, which is really beautiful. I'm happy to hear that. But he'll be done in like 30 seconds. Yeah, so horse spirit, like, firstly, really going after the things you want. Horses like bolt after the things that they're after, right? They have a lot of fun also. They're very like freedom-loving animals. They like to go where they want to go and do the things that they want to do. So this is really all about you embodying the concept of freedom and chasing the things that you've always wanted to chase. And I suspect over time you will really start to see them blossom and become bigger and better, is what I'm getting. Lovely reading for you so far, pile 3. Absolutely. Also, just a reminder, the Sun card tends to talk about positive times ahead too. So this is really beautiful. There's so much positivity coming your way with this big change coming in. Moving on with your oracle cards. Ooh. You have the card of community. And number 8, which is the number of abundance and luck, fortune. You have the card of number 19 and flexible. And your final card is the flamingo spirit, number 26. Embrace the in-between. Okay. Interesting. Firstly, the flamingo spirit. I love flamingos. They're so flamboyant. They're beautiful, beautiful animals. They really like shine bright. They kind of remind me of peacocks too. Just gorgeous birds that like to show off their beauty to the rest of the world. I just sense that you're coming into a place too where you're really like believing in yourself. You've found that confidence within, and you know that you have some talents that you want to share with the rest of the world. And it's beautiful that you've got the community card here, which talks about like, I guess, finding your place in the community and really like realizing that you have some gifts that you can actually contribute to a greater whole in a way. The community talks about like, kind of reminds me of the Five of Wands, finding your place in this world, like realizing that you found something that sparks this like passion within you that you can contribute to other people and actually like, you know, give back in a real positive and meaningful way to the community around you, you know. But in a way also community, I think, is about in the future finding those people that really understand you at a deeper level and actually like have similar interests to what you have. So I sense also another blessing that's coming your way very soon when you put yourself out there and really throw yourself behind this thing 100%, is that you will naturally start to bring in people that actually resonate and understand what it is that you're trying to create too. Those people will naturally be like attracted to the things that you're doing, and they will lift you up and encourage you to continue to keep working on the things that you're working on. So you're going to have more support and more encouragement from a really like loving and beautiful, supportive community is what I'm seeing too. But what I am seeing too with the flexible card and the flamingo spirit, embrace the in-between. Right now, I think, I mentioned earlier that with the Five of Wands here, you may have not always put all of your efforts and energy into this project in the past, or this creative talent, this relationship, whatever it is for you, pile 3, just through fear of it maybe not working out in the future, or maybe you're not having the talents or the gifts that you need to be able to make that work. But so you're currently in this state where you're still kind of wondering, is this going to take off? Like, when is it going to work out for me? Embrace the in-between is calling for you to sort of like sit with that feeling of uncertainty right now. And just to kind of trust that in time it will take off if you continue to believe in yourself, to bring that fun-loving, positive energy into the thing that you're working on, but to continue just to invest in it over time. Like, even though you may not be able to see the benefits for it right now, or the I guess, the rewards for all of the efforts you've been putting into it, very soon, I think it will take off and you'll start to see the growth that you're after, is what I'm getting. Be flexible in the sense that right now you may also need to like continue to work at another job or something to bring in the money whilst you're giving this opportunity the chance to take off in a way. But But the message is pretty clear. Your future is looking really bright if you continue to focus on the things that you want, and invest in the things that you've been working on, is what I'm getting. Beautiful. Because you are meant to shine bright. Like, I'm also getting strong like Leo energy from this reading. Although it's a flamingo, it's not a lion. The flamingo reminds me of a lion, of standing tall, standing bright, putting themselves out there, taking charge of their life, like realizing how beautiful and what talents they have to share with the rest of the world and the community. And the sun is the ruler of Leo too, like really shining bright and living your best life is what I'm getting. The more that you embody the energy of the person that you want to be, and believing or taking on that energy of having created it already, I think is going to assist you in actually like getting further on your path in a way. Lovely. Moving forward, pile 3, let's get some further messages for you from the Moonology cards. That one wanted to come out already. Ooh, okay, let's stop. There's your 2 cards already. I didn't even get to like ask the question. Spirit's like, these are the 2 cards for this pile. Your first card is the full moon in Pisces. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. Lovely. And your next card is a new moon in Virgo. A time to give rather than take. Okay. Which is really lovely, and it goes quite well with the concept of like the community card here. I just think you've kind of found your niche recently, pile 3. You've found something that I think sparks that light within you and gives you that purpose to get up every morning. Something that you realize like is kind of your path and your purpose, in a way to give back to the community and the people around you. The new moon of Virgo, a time to give rather than take. Virgos are like, I guess, the carers, the healers of the zodiac. Really like to be of service to other people and the community in a way. So whatever this is, I think you're most definitely being called to put it out there and to give it to the community, to contribute to the greater whole. And with the full moon in Pisces, balance, spirituality, and practicality. There is a message here with the flamingo spirit, embrace the in-between, that the time where you need to continue to believe that things will take off, even though maybe right now you can't see that actually happening in your current reality. Balance, spirituality, and practicality really calls to me about like spending time in meditation, kind of getting the energy right with the divine masculine and feminine, like doing the things that create the vision that you want through meditation and visualization, and also practicality about putting your energy and effort into the thing that you actually want to create too. I think this is a group that probably already believes in the law of attraction, right? If you set the intention and continue to invest time and energy into the thing that you want to create, and believe and put a lot of positivity into that, like believe that you have the ability to do it, then you know that you can attract it towards you. Which I think is really, really lovely. This group has really found like that alignment is how I would call it. You're aligning in a sense. So this big positive change that's coming your way is that you're aligning, that you found your purpose and you found something that I think you realize is greater than yourself, and that you can actually give back to the local community that maybe in the past has also been able to help you through a challenging time. And also just letting go of any self-doubt, realizing that you are worthy and that you have something to really contribute to something bigger than yourself, which I think is really amazing for you, pile 3. Good for you. Finally, for you, pile 3, let's get a closeout message for you from the Commonplace Tarot. Ooh. Spirit, can we get some further messages, please, for pile number 3? These cards are just flying out for you. Okay. Oh, interesting. Oh, wow, okay. I can see why Spirit wanted this card to come out. So you've got Temperance, which came up for another pile, but I won't tell you which one. But Temperance, can you see the Temperance card in this deck with all of the peacock feathers around the angel? I was talking about like flamingos kind of reminding me of peacocks too, just standing bright, showing off their true colors, like being proud of how beautiful and knowing how worthy they are, right? Like you found that confidence within, and you found something that I think that you believe in, that you love doing, that you're passionate about, that is soul fulfilling, that enables you to be able to give back to something that is bigger than yourself. Healing energy. Temperance is all about healing. And I think you're healing in the sense that you're healing your own demons, in the sense that you're not believing or buying into those negative thought patterns or self-doubt anymore. But also healing in the sense that I think maybe you could be a healer, like you are contributing to healing energy. Through standing tall, pile 3, showing yourself off, really like living your best life, you really encourage other people to do the same. People look at you and go, wow, look at that person, they're so amazing. I want to be like that person too. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to follow in their footsteps and actually do the things that I love doing. You're encouraging other people to like really take charge of their life and to chase their dreams is what I'm getting. The final card you got here is the 4 of Cups, which generally talks about boredom or dissatisfaction in a way. But what I am seeing too, right, with the divine gift from the universe, another cup being handed to the querent here, I just sense that in the past you were dissatisfied with your life. Maybe you were going down a path or in a career that wasn't what you really wanted to do. It just felt stale. You didn't feel comfortable or fulfilled is what I'm seeing. But you found something, you've been given something, something's fallen into your life that is like, just sparked that passion for life again. And I know what that's like, right? For me, it was tarot. I'm so passionate about this. This came into my life at a time where I was so despondent and unhappy with where my life was going. I was really stuck in a dead-end job. I mean, it was a career, it was something that paid the bills and I was doing quite well, but I just didn't feel comfortable or happy in that path. And because of it, I was like finding a lot of ways to escape reality externally. And I came across tarot in a dark time in my life, and here I am doing readings on YouTube because it's something that I'm very passionate about. I just sense that you found something recently also that you know is your path and that you know you're supposed to continue on in the future. That you can give back to the local community and contribute to something much bigger than yourself. And I'm so happy for you, Pile 3. Like, I really believe that your future is looking so amazing and so bright because you're putting yourself first and you're believing in something that I think makes you feel better about yourself. So kudos to you, Pile 3. Go after it. Don't let anyone tell you you shouldn't or that you can't. But I don't think that's a problem for you anyway, because I just see so much confidence in this group, you know. That's all I have for you, Pile 3. I hope that resonates with you. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Also, just a reminder, I'm also on Instagram too. You can follow me at mystic_al_318. I do like, 3 or 4 pick a card readings each week on Instagram, but I also post a lot of like positive and uplifting messages just to, give you a bit of a smile each day. So check me out on Instagram. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye. Hello, welcome Pile 4. You have the fawn or the pink coloured arrow. Let's find out what big change is coming your way. What blessings are coming from this big change also. We'll start with your tarot cards and then move on to your oracle cards a little bit later. Just a note too, if you watch the intro, when I started filming the introduction, a storm had just started. You may have actually heard some thunder and lightning in the introduction, but that storm has finally passed. I had to take about 40 minutes, 50 minutes in between readings to like calm Herbert down. I think he's okay now, but he might come and join us at some point. We'll see how we go. Anyway, on to your reading. Your first card is the Hanged Man. You have the 3 of Pentacles. You have the Knight of Wands, okay. Interesting. Oh, this is a really interesting message that I'm receiving. It's probably a little bit esoteric in nature. Generally, I like to go by the messages of the cards, the meanings of the cards. And I still will to some degree, but it's not going to be as streamlined or as an obvious message as the three previous readings, I think. I just sense, pile 4, that you're coming into a place where you are feeling the need to really dedicate your life to a higher power, to a deeper calling, a commitment to spirit in the sense. The Knight of Wands can indicate like being on a spiritual journey, really committing to a spiritual path. Spirit being inspiration and Wands being all about passion and fire. And the Knight of Wands is fast-paced energy too, like really committing to something that you are interested in, going after something that you're passionate about. With the Hanged Man or the Hanged One, which tends to represent surrendering in life, a time where you need to take a pause in life to be able to reflect upon your past and to, I guess, change your perspective about things that may have happened, and really starting to work out what it is that you need to do now in the future to become a better person in a way. You can see with the Hanged Man, he's got the halo around his head, which tends to indicate like enlightenment, a new perspective, starting to see life from like a higher viewpoint or vantage point. And I think you're starting to see that like all of the experiences that you've had in your past, whether they've been challenging or great and amazing, perceived hardships, grief, pain, success, beauty, love, have created this person right now that I think wants to give their life over to something far more meaningful than, chasing your own dreams and desires in a way, is what I'm getting. Because with the Three of Pentacles here, which often talks about like mentorship or learning from people that have more experience from you, but also being a teacher in your own right, because you're teaching the mentor how to be a better teacher in a way, learning through other people and collaborating on a project. I think in a way you want to be able to like help assist other people on their spiritual journey too. So what I am getting with the Hanged Man is that you're coming into a place now where you're like working on yourself and choosing to like eradicate anything in your life right now, surrendering basically to spirit by just becoming this person that is stoically engaged in your spirituality and whatever that means to you. So doing the things that make you feel as if you are most in alignment in a way, and cutting out anything that is like stopping you from being the best and most authentic version of yourself, which I think is really, really amazing. This group is really spiritual, I think, or believes in a higher power, and I think really wants to like commit your life to giving back to community also, but in a way to like, you're chasing, I guess, those feelings of elation and positivity that come with like really touching into something that is far bigger than yourself. And I just think that's really, really magical, powerful. I think you realize that you've got so much to give and so much you want to be able to give back to other people. There's definitely a lot of, like, you've got a lot of spark in you. There's something that is really like catching about you. I think people are drawn to your energy with the Knight of Wands here. Passionate indeed, but there's something about your presence and your energy that I think is very alluring too, and I think you realize that and you want to be able to use that for a greater good in a way. So I really commend you on that. That's what I'm getting from the reading so far. Moving on from that, let's have a look at your oracle cards to get some further messages. You have the card of Higher Power, number 4. I'm more than willing to admit that I sometimes do look at the cards beforehand when I'm shuffling them out. Sometimes they flip over. When I saw the Knight of Wands and the Higher Power card, I kind of got the message that this is a group that really is committing to something bigger. The Higher Power card talks to, like, I guess there's two messages from it. It is about realizing that you are connected to something far bigger than yourself and wanting to, like, investigate that a little bit more. You're asking the bigger questions. You want to know what this reality is. You want to know how you can give back. You want to know what it is that you need to do to elevate yourself and to find enlightenment in a way, to find peace within, to find your purpose and what it is that you're here for. But also the higher power card tends to talk about connection to spirit, right? And trusting in any spiritual guidance or nudges that you may receive. So this is a group that I sense is probably like quite spiritually connected and probably sees a lot of like divine guidance in your everyday experiences. And I think it also brings you a lot of joy too, right? With the Knight of Wands, passion and desire. Each and every time you get like some sort of serendipitous event that occurs, you may see recurring number patterns, or like a bird comes and like lands in front of you and communicates to you. You may overhear like messages through conversations, like you'll be watching something on TV and then you'll hear the same sentence used like 2 minutes later when you're walking down the street or something like that. Each and every serendipitous event or sign and synchronicity, I think, is really like heartwarming for you, and really like encourages you to continue to like elevate yourself and to dedicate your life to a spiritual cause in a way. You have the number 50 card, and no place like home. Beautiful. And your final card, it's number 51. So you've got number 50 and 51, elevation, right? The Sandpiper spirit, be playful, beautiful. Which goes really well with the Knight of Wands too, that playful, like exuberant, fun-loving energy, very passionate, I'm getting, absolutely. I just think you found something also in your life recently, Pyle, for that maybe has sparked that interest, potentially. The more spiritual work that you do, I sense the more you start to see in your reality around you. You're starting to realize that we are far more connected to this world and nature than most people, is what I'm getting anyway. And it's encouraging you to continue to keep working at it. So there's something I think that you're really passionate about with the Knight of Wands here in the Sandpiper spirit. And potentially also, similar to another pile, you found your calling and you want to be able to contribute that to the greater whole and give back to community in a sense. But most definitely, I just think you're coming into a place where you're really finding peace within. With the No Place Like Home card, it kind of reminds me of the Wizard of Oz, which in a way is a beautiful journey. Dorothy Gale, my last name is Gale too. My friends call me Dorothy because it's Dorothy is also a term for like gay people. Side note. Anyway, I think in a way like Dorothy in the Wizard of Oz is on a journey of spiritual enlightenment, right? She's finding her place, finding peace within. She's walking the yellow brick road, which is the path of enlightenment, yellow, like shining bright. And she's meeting people on her path that are helping her through. And they become this community together where they realize that as a group, they are so much better and more complete as a family together than what they were individually. I just think in a way you're finding peace within, and you've found your place in a certain community. Maybe you've found like a new group of people that you feel home at, or at home with, I should say. I sense you've found something recently that makes you realize that life is bigger than just the mundane and trying to like achieve certain goals. There's something far bigger than that, and that's inspiring you to continue on your journey. But I just see you wanting to work more and more with people, is what I'm getting from the No Place Like Home card and the Three of Pentacles. I think maybe this is a group that wants to dedicate their life to spirituality and becoming the best possible person that they can, but realizing that, that's all well and good, but what's the point of it if you don't apply it in some sort of really like loving and giving way? You may have been through a lot of hardships in your past too, with the Hanged Man here. Maybe you've been through a lot of darkness and some trials and tribulations, potentially addiction or challenges, restrictions in your past, and you've chosen to like look back on those experiences and realize that they've made you a stronger and better person in your own right. But now you want to be able to share that with people that are more in need of it, or at least like spend time around people that like you understand better and resonate with you at a very deep soul level, that have similar visions and outlooks on life with you. I just think in a way you found your purpose, you found your calling, and you're inspired now to really go after it and to not let anything get in your way. A group that is very, very dedicated to something far bigger than themselves. When you find your calling in life, it's rewarding, right? You feel fulfilled, and you just want to continue on that path. You don't want anything to stop you from achieving the things that you want when you find your calling. And I have a feeling that you found that through community and through giving back to community is what I'm getting for you, Pile 4. Really, really beautiful. I just think you've got so much insight and like love and compassion to give to the world in general and to those people that are most in need. And it brings out the best in you is what I'm seeing. Be playful, have fun with it. Moving on from that Pile 4, let's get some further messages for you from the Moonology card. Spirit, can we get some further messages, please, for Pile number 4, who I think are really trying to cut away anything that isn't serving them so that they can be the best possible version of themselves, and coming from a place of authenticity and operating in a way that shines bright and encourages other people to be the best version of themselves too. Any further messages, please, Spirit, for Pile number 4? That card wants to come out. I love that you've got the higher power card too. You can see, I don't know if you can see it from there, but there's a little like door lock at the top there, at the mind's eye, the third eye. I think you're unlocking a lot of spiritual gifts too, is what I'm getting. With the Knight of Wands here, the Hanged Man and the Halo and Enlightenment. There's some spiritual gifts that are emerging for you also. Maybe your calling is to use your spiritual gifts to help better the human condition, or to help, in a very like practical way, help people one-on-one overcome their own demons, or to find their calling also. I'm sensing like strong claircognizance in this group, just having some inner knowings about what it is that you need to do in terms of like moving your life forward for the better. Also a group that I just think naturally has the gift of working well with people, you're very, very compassionate and gentle, and there's people are attracted to. There's something about your presence and your personality that people love being around because you're very playful, right? Your card is the full moon in Aries. The fiery climax approaches. Okay. More fire energy. Like that need to go after the things that you want. Absolutely. I think now that you've found your calling, or that you realize that things are emerging for you, and this is an absolute blessing because you've got some gifts that are coming through that I think can better like the community and the people around you that you love. I just sense that you're like this, you're kind of finding this like, it's almost impulsive energy in the sense that you just want to get on it right now. You want to make big changes. You want to help, you want to contribute, you want to like move your life forward and to be where you want to be in the future in a way, so that you can be the best person that you possibly can be. So try not to be too impulsive is what I'm getting from that card. Just be, you don't need to do it all right now, Pile 4, even though I know that you found something that you're excited about, enthusiastic about. Like, you've still got the rest of your life to achieve your goals, so take time, let it build as it needs to, and just continue working on yourself day in, day out is what I'm getting. Finally for you, let's get a closeout message for you from the Commonplace Tarot deck. Spirit, can we get some further messages, please, for pile number 4? I just sense also the more you dedicate yourself to spirituality, pile 4, the more that you work on yourself. You probably meditate a lot, you've cut out things from your past that weren't working for you. A group that probably actively chooses to communicate with spirit, talks to themselves and talks to your spirit guides, that chooses to be grateful for the experiences that you've been through, everything that you've changed, and all of those positive things that you're doing, I think are really enhancing your connection to spirit. And the more that you see, the more that you feel that connection getting stronger, it just encourages you to keep working and to keep going. Ooh, there you go. Ooh, okay. And you are elevating. You're on the way. You're progressing because you've got the Queen of Wands too. This is a step up. So not only did you get card number 50 and card number 51, which is a progression, movement forward, you're elevating. You are becoming the person that you want to, you know? Um, the Queen of Wands for me embodies authenticity. She knows who she is. She knows what gifts she has to offer. She knows what her her shadow self is, and she knows how to work with her shadow self to become and share her best and most authentic person with the rest of the world around her, which I just think is really, really magical. And you're elevating. You're becoming that better person. All of the work is actually leading you somewhere. And your final card is the Three of Pentacles. So you've got the Three of Pentacles twice. Right, which is a strong synchronicity in its own right. I just think you're meant to work with people. This is a group that is meant to be of service to other people, meant to mentor other people through their own journeys, potentially. Share your gifts with other people and help other people become better at their own talents and gifts too. I think you have the ability naturally to be able to shine a light on what people's strengths are in a way. You have a strong sense of like empathy and a deeper understanding of people in general. You can see through to their core and understand what it is that they're supposed to do in their life and share with other people around them. So you have some really strong talents and gifts that are emerging for you is what I'm getting called for. You just need to trust that and keep working at it. The more you keep working at it, the more they show themselves to you and the stronger they get is what I'm getting. And I think the more rewarding it is for you too, the more inspired you feel to keep working at it. Lovely reading for you, Powerful. Go get him. There's so much positivity coming for you in the future. Your life is going to change for the better because you've found what it is that you're passionate about and you want to share that with the rest of the world. Beautiful. That's all I have for you. I hope it resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I just want to say on a personal note, I really commend you on your spiritual journey, and I know that you're doing amazing things right now. Keep sharing yourself with those people that are most in need. Also, if you like this reading, you can follow me on Instagram too at mystic_al_318. I do pick a card readings on Instagram also, and I try to like post positive messages like daily. So check me out on Instagram, Power4. Have a beautiful day, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.